first. Okay. So what I'll do the first planning. So after the planning, means who will be doing this planning? Developers, directly developers. No, there is a business analyst will be there, or a business developer will be there. Okay, they will do the planning according to that. Okay, so if I want to meet the client, means directly developer will go. All right, there is a business developer will be there, so that person will do the plannings and everything, how the requirement for them. So they will plan according to that. They will means they will collaborate with the client. Okay, so that is what the planning they will do. Next, after this, now directly deployment. Where is the application? Where is the software? After the planning, what are the things we need to do? Resource. We have to go with the requirement. Okay, so requirement. The requirement, we will go with the requirement, means what all the languages it requires. Okay, so where it has to be, means whatever the data are, the where it has to be, like data has to be stored, the database, which database I have to take. So which language is comfortable for that? Whether I have to go with the like Java or like what, I have to go with the Python. Like there are different languages are there. So if I'm, for example, I'm going with a banking application. So do you go with a Python application, Python language? No, right? So they will go with the Java because this gives you more security compared to the Python, right? So they will think everything. So on that basis, the requirement it will go. So after the requirement, so how the software has to look? Am I making sense? Are you guys understanding? Okay. How this the software or the application should look. So but it has to be first designed, right, before the development. Okay, so the designing will be there. Okay, the designing team. Next one, after the designing, deployment. Whether we have to go for deployment, simply sit like this only. Implementation means developing. That is what development. Okay, opening something. Okay, next one. After the development, what it has to, after I developed the software, so it has to be tested. So go for the testing team. Okay, next one. After this, testing, deployment. Correct, right? Next. So testing is what? Validation, right? Okay, so next one, critical issue. Critical issue. Now if you see this one, okay, if you see this one, so how it is going? Stepwise it is going. Okay, stepwise it is going. So that means, so once the planning, for example, and the client, you guys are a what? So one organization. So there is a different teams are there. Think this is a planning team, this is the requirement team, and another. Sometimes the planning and the requirement team will be one. Okay. So planning and the requirement and the designing, like that it will go. Okay. So until and unless the planning is not done, so it will not go for the what? The requirement. Okay. So for example, I'm creating a one software means like this. Okay. So it has to be structured very well first only. Okay. Then only it should go for everything. Okay. So planning after the requirement, what all the things it has to be, everything after it is done. So means once the planning is the planning team is working, the other teams will be like idle. Okay, the other teams will not be working on that. Okay, so after the planning team is done, they will go for the what? Requirement. So once the requirement is done, once the requirement team is everything, they will make everything. So they will do the what? They will give it for the designing. So until then, the development will not be working. Okay, they will be sitting idle. So once the designing team, everything is done. So everything is perfect. They will go for the what? The development. Okay, so once that software fully developed, they will go for the testing. Okay, so this can be interactive. Okay, no worries in that. But testing and the development, because if the things is not working, they has to do it again. But once the design is done, they can't go back to the what? Designing. Okay, getting. So that is how. So once the designing is done, development part will take the part of that. So whatever it has to be developed, they will develop and they go for the testing. Okay, so testing. After the testing is everything is done, the deployment will come into the picture. Means, so one by one it is coming. Okay, so once the team is like designing team is busy, the development team will be free. So once the development is free, so the testing team will be a free. So like that it will go. Okay, so after the deployment, some critical issue is there, means they will resolve it. For example, now the waterfall methodology will go from above to below. Means if I am a client, okay, if I'm a client. So if I have a requirement to change it. Okay, now the software is already developed and also tested. If I want to be changed, for example, I didn't like this structure. Okay, so now if I want to make it change, so it is not possible in the waterfall methodology, because they has to go from the above itself, planning, requirement, designing, and then development. Getting? So this is the reason. So most of the companies doesn't use for the big projects, they won't use the waterfall methodology, because if I want to change it, Instagram, you have seen the Instagram or Facebook, if you see, or if you go with any other social media, I don't know which all you will be using. Like, they will be updating each and every time. Right. So something I want to change means I can change it. Right. So that is a big project. So every day, each and every day, some new features will become every month or every year or something like that. The new features will be coming. Right. So if we want to go further, if they are using the waterfall methodology, means they has to come from the beginning. They has to remove everything. They has to do it everything. So like that it will go. Okay. So this waterfall methodology is not suitable for the big projects. So small projects like website. Okay. These kind of things can be gone with the waterfall methodology. So when it is a small project, they will go for the waterfall methodology. Once they will create, they will go with the client discussion. That's it. So in between the development and everything, the client won't interact with that things. Okay. Or even if he's interacting, so they can't make a modification once it is done. Okay. Getting. So if any critical issues there, then only they can solve it. Then they won't go for this and everything. They won't go again. So that is what the waterfall methodology. Getting guys? So any doubts here? Sure. Pakka. Sharath and Ayan?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Ayan? No one. You didn't get? Huh?
Any notes he said?
Oh, okay. So you don't have any doubts, or you didn't get it? Tell me faster. I have to continue. Thank you. How much time you will take? Okay. Until then, we'll start with the what? Agile methodology. Did you type? So Agile methodology. Okay. So what is this Agile methodology means? It will go in the circular manner. Okay, circular manner means like, for example, I'm creating one application or the software. Okay. So this task will be like, it will be divided. Particular things will be divided into each. Okay. So like first, for this particular thing, for example, I'm doing a one website. Think that one website I'm doing, or think that the Instagram itself. If I'm going with the Instagram itself, so there is a profile also is there. Okay. There is a status bar also is there. Okay. And also feeds will be there. And the below there is a one bar is there. Okay. So what I'll do, I'll give a different things. First, I'll do planning first for the this thing, that is profile, how it has to be. Okay. And it has to be like whatever the things are there, like below there is a search option, home option, and the your profile option is also there. And here in between, there is a what? Leads. So not leads, it is a feeds. Feeds will be coming. Right? So these feeds will be coming. Now, for example, I'll give this task to somebody, and this task will be to the another team. This task will be given to some other team. Means I have given the task divided. Okay. So the planning team, however, it won't be like divided. So planning team will be like all the clients, everything will be done, and they will give it. Okay. So planning. They will go for the first planning. Everything will be same. Planning and requirement gathering. Okay. Next. Design. Sleep, guys. You guys sleep. Huh? Say it now, whatever already you have done. Design. Next. Development. Testing. Next. Deployment. And issue. Okay. So now as a client, something is like not good, looking good. Okay. Something is not looking good. As I have given the what? The different particular task to be like divided. Okay. I have given the particular task to each and everything. Okay. So the development team also, there are multiple teams will be there. It's not like only one team will be working. Okay. In the startup company, everybody has to do everything. Okay. One person has to do everything. But you go with the MNC companies, there will be different team for that particular projects. Okay. So this development team will be like 2-3 teams will be there. They will be dividing each everything. Okay. So planning and everything is there. Now as a client, I didn't like the structure of that application or something like that. I didn't like it. So what I'll do, I'll tell them to make a modification. So there is no problem to make a modification because the task has divided, right? Each task has divided. So I can make a what contribution as a client. I can make a contribution, or I can tell that what to the developer or any other persons. So if this is a my what application to be looks, I didn't like the before one, I can go with this one. So they can modify it because as it is not linked to each other. Getting my point? How it is not linked? After the testing and deployment, they will link it. It is not the one. So the thing is like, because they will be dividing the each task. They will be dividing each task means making the what modification is easy compared to the what waterfall. In the waterfall, all the development is done means they will go for the testing. So once the development is done, so we can make it again. Getting? So here if I want to change it, I can change it as a client. Means I want to change in this particular things means I can change it. So planning is there and requirement is there. So they will again do it in the circular manner itself. Okay, so each and everything will go in the circular manner. So for example, I am doing this one. So this is not working properly means again the development team will be like working. So if it is deployed also, if it is deployed, again the development team will work on that particular thing and they again deploy it. Getting my point? Understanding? Okay, so this is the what? The agile methodology will work. So means each and every MNC companies, everyone are using the agile methodology. Okay, because it is easy to work. You see, yeah, and because we are dividing the task to each and every particular teams, and it will be very, we can complete it very soon. So that is the reason we can go for the agile methodology. So I hope this is clear. Sharath,
Yes, ma'am.
any doubts?
No, no.
Okay. Now, why cloud with the DevOps? You guys are learning the cloud and also DevOps. Why it is? You guys learned the cloud. Why cloud? Why you are using a cloud? Sharath, why you are using the cloud? Only data. This server.
Few services provided.
What are the services?
Can give a few tasks. We get storage, storage, instances.
What is cloud? Don't come for a mock. Okay. Huh? I told you I'll take a mock on that day, right? Why did you jump? Huh? Escape from the classes itself.
Still waited for the class.
I told you. What you said? You waited for till how much? 11:30. When I came at 11 o'clock, you weren't there at all. You are telling you are 11:30 or wait. Huh? Tell me, guys. What is cloud? Think. I'll come. What is cloud? You also think, Tashara? Sharath, you there?
Yes, ma'am.
What is cloud?
It is
Ah,
an online
searching.
store.
Yeah. Searching. What is cloud? What is this, guys? You learned the cloud and what is a cloud and you don't know? Sharath.
Ma'am.
Ma'am, what? Now, at least now I tell.
Online storage.
This is like server database stored over the internet.
It is a compute, right? It is a compute. It is a virtual compute. Okay, so that is called as a what? A cloud. Getting. So in that compute, like in the virtual compute, we can go with the servers, we can go with the networking, we can go with the what? Also database like storage. Okay, so there are many things. Mainly focus is we are like a data storage and also networking and also like CPUs are there will be there. So those are the called as a what? The cloud. Okay, so it is giving the what resources. It is giving the what resources virtually. That is what it is called as a what cloud. Now, why cloud plus DevOps? You guys are learning the what? Cloud plus DevOps. Now you need to understand why we have to use the cloud plus DevOps. We have to understand what is the objective of this one. Right? So without the objective of this, if you learn also, you will be like question why we are learning this one. Right? So, for example, as I shown you that I'm creating a one application that is Instagram application means. Okay. So we are using the what? Agile methodology. Think that we are using the Agile methodology. So am I clear? Am I clear, guys? At least Sharath, you can also reply. No worries.
Yeah, okay, ma'am.
Okay. So here I'm creating a one like application we have deployed. It is present in the what? One of the server. Okay. Server we have created. Now the Instagram will be stayed as it is. As it is. No, right? What they are doing? They are updating. Okay, they are updating each and every time, like some features they will be adding into that Instagram. Okay, so that where this application now, this is present in the server, everybody can use it now. Okay, now for example, I have done some update to this. As a developer, they have some updates, means they have created one feature, okay, to that Instagram. Now that is not present in the server. That is not in the present in the server. Okay, what we have to do? So we have to remove everything. We have to deploy it again. Yes. Obviously, like that only it will work. You have to remove from the server and you have to add again the whatever the new features. Right. So we cannot do like that. Okay, if we do that, users are using already. So if we remove and if we add it again, so that is not the process, current process. What we have to do is like we have to create the what? The pipeline. Okay, means we have to join the pipe to the what? Your machine to your server. Right? So pipeline means it is continuous integration and continuous deployment has to be done. So how that continuous integration and continuous deployment will work means slowly. Okay, so continuous integration and continuous deployment. So using the what? GitLab, or it might be a Jenkins also. So different companies will be using different tools. So most of the time they will use the what? Jenkins, because it is a very affordable, and also there are more features compared to others. Okay, and more thing is like it is a open source. Okay. So now, for example, I have added a feature means where it will be stored. It will be stored in a one of the cloud platform, that is GitHub. Okay. Each and everything we will go. Okay. So GitHub. So this GitHub, there will be some branches will be there. Some branches will be there. There is a one main branch will be there also. Okay, main branch. In that main branch, we will be storing our source codes. We'll be storing our source code. This is not like same thing we'll put it. We will be having a source code. That source code will be stored in the GitHub. Have you heard GitHub, right? Okay, in the GitHub, we will be storing our source code. That whatever the branch is, their main branch is connected to your pipeline, that is Jenkins. Means we have created a job for that. Okay, we have created a job. So for example, I have added already that is deployed. Now, if I want to make some changes, means it has to continuously integrate, right? Without removing from there, right? It has to deploy it automatically. So that is what we are doing. That is continuous. Whenever the update is done, it has to integrate continuously and it has to deploy it. Integration means it is the process of doing into the like joining. Okay, integration process. So deployment means deploying into the what? Server. Okay, so once the integration first it will check everything. Okay, means if there is any error after testing also, if there is any error in the present in that feature, whatever we have updated in the code or environment way things, okay, everything is correct means then only it will go for the deployment. Otherwise it won't go. So we have to resolve that error. So that is what here you will be working as a DevOps engineer. You will be creating the pipeline to make it. So if it is any kind of urgent production issue is there, you also go for that work. Okay, so that is your work. And also you will be working as a continuous integration and continuous deployment. So you need to create a what? So this whatever the pipeline, not whole thing you will be working. Okay, some of the things will be working. So you can't work on multiple things, but you have to know what all the things will be working. Okay, getting guys? Understanding? So only Jenkins I told. There are Kubernetes, and also we will be using the what? Docker. So to make them containerization. Okay, so everything is work, then only we can go for the what? This thing. So that is the reason most demand is like DevOps engineer. Getting? So here any doubts? Sure. Sharath?
Yes,
Any
ma'am.
doubts?
No.
Okay. So if you have any doubts, please ask me now itself to continue into the DevOps tools. Okay. Now the first tool is we are using the Git and the GitHub. Okay. Now, so going before the Git, what is a GitHub? We need to understand what is a GitHub. Oh, only ma'am. Yes, whatever it is, ma'am. We don't know. Once you tell, we will understand that. Right? Okay. GitHub is a platform or a cloud platform to store your source code. Before only I told you. Then you are not even telling that one. Huh? Here only I told you, right? Here. GitHub is a cloud platform to store your source code. Okay, source code. And it is a one of the automation tool.
Python
Python full stack Python advanced Python frameworks
Python advance quotation quotation editors quotation course course
Python
DevOps AWS digital marketing.
Source code, and also it is a automation tool. Now, so why we have to use a GitHub map? So the question will be like to store the what source code is fine. Why we have to use the GitHub? Automation tool. Yes, correct. Then okay. So we are 4 members are there now, right? So like including Sharath, 5 members are there. So we are working in a different teams. So 2 people are one team, 2 people are one team, and one person is in another team. Okay. Or think that everybody are working in a one team. Okay. There is a 5 people are there, right? So let me. So 5 people will be working. Now this is my project. Okay. This is my project. So there are different people will be working. Okay, 5 people, right? So here 5 people are there. One person. Okay, now people are there. So now in this project, okay. Now this is Sharath. So Sharath is in Hyderabad, right?
Yes,
I don't
ma'am.
know where you are. Okay. So and one person is present in a Bangalore. Yeah.
Course Python course.
Istan. Python full stack ಇದು 5 days ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಆಗಲ್ಲ.
ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಆಗಲ್ಲ ಇಷ್ಟು ಕೇಳಲ್ಲ ಬೇರೆ ಯಾವ ಯಾರು ಕೇಳ್ತಾರ ನಾವ್ ಏನೇ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಡ್ತೀವಿ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗ ಕೋರ್ಸ್ ಡೀಟೇಲ್ ಅವ್ರು ಕಾಲ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಕೇಳಿದಾಗ ನಾವೇ ಕಸ್ಟಮೈಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಅದೇ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ತಿದ್ದ
Python full stack 5 ದಿನ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ ಅದನ್ನ
5 ದಿನ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ ಅವರು ಇಷ್ಟ ಮಾಡ್ಸಕ್ ಆಗಲ್ಲ ಆದ್ರೆ ಯಾವ ಸೆಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಜಂಪ್ ಮಾಡಿ
ಇದ್ರೊಳಗೆ ಯಾವ ಸೆಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಸೆಲೆಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಅಂತ ಅದನ್ನ
ವಾಪಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ
ಇರಲ್ಲ ಸೆಲೆಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಅಂತ ಹಾಕ್ಬೇಕು ನಾವು ಕೊಟೇಶನ್ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಕೊಡತ್ತೀವಿ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಕೊಡಲ್ಲ ಸೆಲೆಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಪೈಥಾನ್ ಫುಲ್ ಸ್ಟಾಕ್ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಸೆಲೆಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಅಂತ ಹಾಕ್ಬೇಕು okay one is working in the Bangalore another person is working from the Chennai and Mumbai and Pune. So there are different regions are there. Now, whatever the Bangalore person, he will be working on that project means he has to write the code for that, right? So code. So he will be working on his own system. That is your local system. He is also working on his own local system. Same thing. He is also local system. They are working on their own systems. Right. So now he has written some code. He has written some code. From the Bangalore person, he has written some code. Another person, how they will get it? Through the Git only. That is GitHub. Means whatever the things are there. So before the GitHub. Okay. So how they used to know? If there was no GitHub, There was no cloud. If we get corrupts, it may get corrupt, right? If you are using multiple times that hard disk or pen drives, it may get corrupt, right? So like through the email they can use. That is also cloud, right? So through the email they used to do it, okay? Before GitHub or any kind of version control systems. Okay, so they used to, sorry, they used to send the whatever they changes. So they used to send through the what? That email. Okay. So now it is outdated. They won't work because they has to each and everything they has to analyze. They has to keep it everything in their system also, right? So then only it will. That is a hard time for them. Okay. So it will take a lot of time to them to make that particular line. I have to copy that one. So I have to make that perfect application means. So I have to copy the exact same thing and which line it is there, everything you have to analyze and how to add it, right? But instead of that, so if I'm using the one platform, okay, so this guy has made a changes in that particular file, okay, in the particular code, okay. So you push into the water, he will put into the cloud platform of GitHub. Okay, now this guy make some changes, okay. So he will also put into that same thing, into that particular project or particular code. Okay, so for example, this is a file means 1, 2, 3 lines he has made some changes from the Bangalore person. 3 to 4 line he has made some changes. Okay, so we'll push it. And also other persons also making some lines of changes. They are putting into that. Okay. So whatever he make some changes, that is Bangalore person here made some changes. That is called as a one version of that file. Okay, because he put into the one of the GitHub platform means. Okay, so that whatever he pushes, that becomes a one version. Another person, if whatever he makes some changes and he pushes into the this project, whatever the GitHub, so it becomes another version of that file. Getting? No. Getting? So another person make some changes, he will put into that GitHub or he pushes into the GitHub. So it becomes another version of that file. So version 3. So again, version 4, version 5. Like that, it will be going with the infinity. How many times you will make some changes and you will push into that platform of the GitHub. So it will make a one version of that file. It won't be, because if you see the your mobile also, it will be same version. If you get update, no, right? It will be like different version of that. The same thing, if I make some changes, different person making some changes means it won't be same. It will be another version of that same file. Getting my point? So that is the reason it is called as a what? A version control system. Okay, version control system. Each and every versions are like, so that is the reason it is called as a version control system. Getting my point? And also we get to know in which line they have modified and everything we will get to know. Okay, so that is easy to understand. If I go with the email and everything, which line I have to debug first, then I have to add it. For the developer, it will become a hectic, right? If you use the GitHub, they whatever the person do is make some changes. This person has made a changes. I'll easily understand in which line it has made some changes. Getting? Understanding? So this is the GitHub. Any doubts in this?
No, ma'am.
Yes. Okay, that all we'll see in the practical manner how we have to use all the things. Okay, so you guys have a GitHub account? Git
Yes, ma'am.
installed? Okay, that's good then. So tomorrow we'll see the continuation of the practical. So how everything will be working. Okay, so today you understood what is the GitHub purpose. Okay, so let's see
Yes.
tomorrow in the different Please come early, guys. Okay. So yeah, thank you guys. Thank you for your time. We'll continue tomorrow. Okay?
Class being same.
11. Okay, thank you. Any doubts you have, guys? Ayan and Sharath?
No, no, ma'am.
All right. So can I leave?
Yeah, okay, ma'am.
Ayan, something you are typing. Okay, fine. Then I'll leave. Thank you, guys. Bye.